What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within, and today I want to show you guys a really simple way to make a lot of gold that pretty much anyone can get into. It might be one of the easiest way to get gold in the War Within, especially with very low capital, because you can start with a couple thousand and easily quickly scale that up. Now, the more gold you have, the better this will be, as per always I guess, when it comes to making gold in general. Now for this one we're talking about making profession equipment, and I'm going to give some extra advice on how to make more gold here, because this is a very competitive market, and if you want to make gold with professional equipment, you have to take it one step further, or I guess you don't have to, but you kind of really want to, and the professional equipment really makes it possible for pretty much anyone to make gold, and I believe that most of my gold might have been made by professional equipment, even by only selling on 2 different servers. So if I just scroll through here quickly, there's going to be some, maybe, over here that has been selling. Yeah, here we go. This one, for example, the Gardener's Basket, the Bismuth Fisher Friend, Lapidary's Bismuth Clamps, the Profession Leatherworker Tool Set, Skinning Knife, a Blacksmithing Box, a lot of different items. The Miner's Bismuth Hoard, for example, 4.7, and on most of these sales, when it comes to profession equipment, I am doubling, tripling, quadrupling, and sometimes 10 timing my gold on every single sale. I can make one of these at rank 5 for 500 gold and sell it on the auction house for 5,000. Now, there are a couple of things to note when getting into this type of gold making, and that is that number one, the auction house absolutely sucks at the moment. Like, if you're trying to post something, let me just post these skinning knives, and I usually post them in stacks of 2, so 2 at the same time. Number 1, the auction house is very slow, as you can see on the screen, and number 2 is that it automatically sometimes goes down to a way cheaper price. Now, we can obviously use add-ons like TSM or Auctionator to surpass that, sorry, but if you're not using that and you're using the regular auction house, at the moment they're trying to post my 564 knives for the price of regular items, like all the way down to 544 instead of 564. So you would have to manually click on the top right there to get it at the right price, and then you click post. And then once again, the auction house is very slow. So that's one thing to take into consideration. You have to spend more time at the auction house than you regularly would, just because the auction house is very slow. And once again, we post a lot of them in stacks of 2, just because we do get undercut very fast. And that is number 2 that I want to talk about, the undercutting here. It is a very saturated market. You can post something, and you'll be undercut after a couple of seconds, maybe sometimes minutes, but once again, I'm not doing any undercut scans, no cancel scans. I only post about 2, 3, or 4 times per day, and then I just let them, I just let it sit, and if I get sales, good. If I don't, I'll repost them the next morning. So for me, post once, 2, 3, 4 times per day, and just wait and see what sells. Now, I just said this is a very competitive market, and that is because if you want to take this one step further, which a lot of people are doing, and if you want to really make gold with this, you really should, you can now use the War Bank feature and sell these on more than just one server. So for example, after posting everything that I have in my bags right here, or posting 2 of every single one, we can then go to the War Bank and take out or deposit more items, and go to a completely different server and repeat the whole process. So instead of only making gold on one server, you can now make gold on 50 servers, or 15, or 10, or 5, whatever number you can personally handle. You can then just put the items into the War Bank, take them out on that server, and start selling all over again. Now, when it comes to the profits here, the reason why it's very profitable is that 564 items versus a 544, it costs the same to make. The only difference is the skill of the person crafting them and the quality outcome based on that skill, but the crafting cost is the same, and for the most part you actually break even if you make a lower item level piece. So you can see that I have some less than 564s in my bag somewhere, like 544 Steelsmith Apron, and that is because I'm skilling up blacksmiths 24/7, and even by selling this one right now, I usually break even by selling lower quality items. So you can, for the most part, break even while skilling up and make massive profits at the top end, which is why it's such a easy way to make gold, because it's available to everyone. Instead of having to spend 100,000 gold to skill up inscription, for example, and then make quality 3 contracts based on your concentration, you can just mass produce these items. There's no concentration needed. All that is required is skilling up, putting knowledge points in the right place, and once again, while skilling up, you usually break even on your skill points. So to give an example of how to build this, here we have my leatherworking character that is based into making armor pieces, and for that we have actually specced down the route of making armor pieces, which makes sense I guess. So we have flawless forts or flawless fortes, I don't know exactly how to say that one, and then we have epic ensembles, and all of these, like putting 30 skill points here and 30 skill points here, directly increases your skill when making professional equipment. This last one only affects a professional equipment, and this one affects basically all of these, the whole 3 points, and while skilling you also get some bonuses, which are sometimes plus skill or sometimes plus tertiary stats. Here we have plus 5 for example, plus 10, plus 10, and finally we have plus 20, so you get a lot of skill points. Now for this one we're able to make quality 5 steelsmith apron with quality 1 reagents, and we also make this one quality 1 reagents, quality 5, we make quality 5 gem cutters apron with quality 1, basically maxing out everything at quality 5 by using quality 1 reagents. Now I set up this character on day 1 of the expansion, and some of the equipment sold for over 20,000 gold each, and they cost me about 1,000 to make, because the prices were kind of like high back then, even on materials. So 1,000 to make, 20,000 sell, which is an absolutely insane rate by the way. The prices have obviously gone down since then, but this is a really profitable market to get into, and it's very simple. So to set this up you need 60 knowledge points, which is very easy to get by the way. You get 24 from treasures, and you have the Kedge book, now we have 34, 44 if you spend acuity, and then all I do afterwards is go over to here, to the learned leatherworker, and this is not something you have to do, but I'm trying to get this one for resourcefulness to save more cost, to make it even cheaper for myself when I'm crafting. This is not something you have to spec into, but it helps you make even more profit when you're crafting, so I figured might as well. But the main point you want to have is 30 points here and 30 points here, and that is once again only for leatherworking. For blacksmithing we have done pretty much the same, but in blacksmithing you have to focus on either tools or accessories. So for now we have focused on tools, we have 30 points here, 30 points here, and 20 points here. Now I also have 2 leftover points, I'm going to spend those in accessories now, but we're going for tools first and then accessories. Now you can see that the actual knowledge points you have and spend, they are important here, because I can guarantee quality 5 on some items, like for example the sickles, the knives, all of these right here, guaranteed quality 5, guaranteed number 5, guaranteed number 5, guaranteed number 5, and this one also guaranteed number 5. So all of these are guaranteed quality 5 with quality 1 reagents every single time. Now for the last two, we are lacking 25 skill points to get this one to be quality 5 with quality 1 reagents, but at the same time, the price difference between a quality 1 and quality 2 alloy is not really that big. So for me, I make massive profit even here by using quality 2 alloys. Now, as well, we can spend 17 more points here to get plus skill when crafting accessories to push us over that edge to get this one as well to quality 5. In addition to that, we have 23 skill points left because we are cool tier 1, so we have 102 and we currently have 79. So I can get more skill points by just skilling up blacksmithing as well to guarantee this one as quality 5 as well. Now specifically in blacksmithing, what I've made a lot of gold on are the gathering items. Pickaxes, sickles and skinning knives. People want to have those at the highest quality that they can, but not just that, they want specific stats. So skinning knives, for example, you sell those and you sell them with finesse or perception, and sickles is always finesse, and then you have pickaxes, always perception. Now, the other stats also do sell, but if you proc one with perception on a pickaxe, for example, you can put it up for more gold, or it sells fast. So either sell it for more gold for a slower sale, because people are hyper focusing on certain stats. For pickaxes, the perception gives them a higher chance to get nullstones. For herbalism, finesse gives them more herbs when they find herbs, and they have high quality from their knowledge points, and then they get more quantities from that finesse as well. And for skinning, it's a little bit all over the place, but finesse, for example, gives you more skins, meanwhile perception gives you more hides. In addition to that, a bunch of people are skilling up leatherworking for example, passive gold making from concentration crafting. So both the toolkit and also the both the toolkit and the knife are selling really well, but on the knife as well, people usually want to have multicraft. So when you proc a knife with multicraft, you can either sell that one really fast for the same price as the other stats, or you can actually upgrade the price. So let's say that quality 5 knives usually sell for 6,000 gold, and you proc a multicraft. You can easily put that one up for 8,000, and that should still sell, because once again, people really want those stats. The quality of your tools doesn't really matter as much as the stats does. If I get a tool with ingenuity, for example, or even worse, if I get a tool with crafting speed, and I'm using this as a concentration character, that does nothing for me. So people are hyper looking for certain stats, especially on their tools, which is where the stats can be different. So when you proc a useful stat that people want, make sure to keep that one and sell it for an upgraded price, or at least try to get it sold for a decent value. Because when it comes to professional equipment, the actual stats matters way more than the item level. But in a perfect world, you want to have the perfect stat and the highest item level, because that way you get the most quantity of the stat as well. So multicraft for leatherworkers, for example, really good, and then they want to have multicraft on a quality 5 as well. So professional equipment, really good gold mine, really easy to get into. And at the end of the video, I also want to say that if you want to take this one step further, sell it on multiple servers. I already talked about this, but use the warbank, sell it on as many servers as you can, and mass produce. Now, one more advice is that the harder the profession is to get into, the more gold you will make. So blacksmithing plus leatherworking is really easy to get into. Tailoring as well is even easier. So tailoring, leatherworking, and blacksmithing are all really easy and cheap to get into, because for the most part they're really cheap professions and you get the gold back while you're skilling up. Meanwhile, engineering is expensive and takes time, and jewel crafting is even more expensive and might even take even more time. So for me, the most gold I think I've made is from my engineering toolmaker, which I have a toolmaker from engineering as well, and that makes me a bunch of gold. I have not tapped into the jewel crafting professional equipment market just yet, so if anyone has, let me know how much gold you've made in the comments down below. Now I will say, even though this is like 1 week into the expansion, making tools will always be good. Speaking from my own experience, I kept making gold for the entirety of Dragonflight by selling these professional tools, so you can make gold throughout the entirety of the War Within by selling professional tools, and understanding the mechanics and the stat importance is very important here. Either way, that's the video. If you want to have access to more gold making content, check out my gold making guide. The link is down below. This gives you early access to gold making videos and even exclusive videos as well, and it directly supports me and will probably help you make a bunch of gold as well. The feedback has been insane, and instead of me telling you how good or bad the guide is, just go to the link below and check out the reviews on the guide and see what people have to say. Either way, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm probably live on Twitch right now, so go by, step by and say hello. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I'll see you over there. Peace out.